the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, this is an evening transfer show. And also a look ahead to tomorrow's game as well against Gateshead, our first pre-season. If you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel up at the top of the search. It means people who haven't found it before can find it easily. So do smash the like. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Come and join this great community. And also the bell notification will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. Also, if you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. Just click the join button, and then we'll be entered to monthly members draws. Also, if you want to make a donation, then just click the $sign, and you can do it that way as well. Right, before we get into it, the comments have come flying in, so let's get into it anyway. And Predator was first in. Evening, lads and lasses. Hope everyone's really looking forward to seeing the lads at Gateshead tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely am, mate. It's going to be a great game, I think. You know, it's all about fitness at the end of the day. We know it's not about the results, about the fitness. And all the big guns are back as well. So I wonder if any of those will feature tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see what team is put out tomorrow. Carl 70, evening all. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well. BR says, evening, Tony and Rolly. Sadly, Rolly's not able to make tonight, BR, but I'm here, mate. So yeah, thank you. Evening to you as well. Gary says, hi, Predator, BR, Viking, Tony and Rolly. Good evening to you, Gary. Hope you're well, mate. Here we go again, says Jan. Absolutely. People talking to each other there. Predator asking who's going to Gateshead tomorrow. Not me, though, unfortunately. Predator says, Harry, Tony, love the new background, mate. Yeah, thank you very much indeed, mate. It's, yeah, I had to get a new background, and this looks a lot better now, so a bit more stylish as well. I mean, just, you know, I can do different things with it, so it's absolutely ideal now. But, yeah, it does. It looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, I mean, Uncle Rolly down the pub again. I don't know what he's doing tonight, but yeah, I haven't got a clue. Jack Buckley, love the orange kit, Tony. Need to bring them back. Do you know what? This was a nice one from Puma, I thought, you know. Yeah, I don't know. They should bring something like this back. It's nice and bright anyway, isn't it? So they did have an orange keeper's kit last season, didn't they? Jan says, Tenolly to be the referee just to pick up the atmosphere tomorrow. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Jake says a date with Granny. I don't think he's quite out with Granny, but hey, who knows? But anyway, I mean, look, let's touch base about tomorrow's game. I mean, we know it's just pre-season. We know it's live on National League TV, 10 quid. You know, it's not a bad amount really. I know Gateshead's getting, Newcastle's not taking any of that money whatsoever. It's all going to Gateshead. The only thing I don't like about that stream is that Gateshead only gets 6 pence per stream, which I think is a bit disgraceful, really. I thought they would have got a bit more than 6 pence per person streaming, but again, no, depends how many people have signed up to stream. I mean, let's hope it doesn't crash tomorrow, which I'm sure it shouldn't do. But, there's going to be a lot of Geordies, not just in the UK, but around the world as well, tuning in for this game tomorrow. So, more to see if they've got a glimpse of Tonali playing. I saw a picture this morning when he was back in Newcastle yesterday. It's in a pub where somebody took a photo of him. So he seems pretty happy to be here, and all these people, the thing is, it's people who are not Newcastle fans and not Newcastle media who are saying he's unhappy here. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't take any notice of them whatsoever. Predator says, "Prim, we don't pick up any knocks tomorrow, but that's a risky take, I guess." Yeah, again, that's the thing. It's pre-season, isn't it? So again, it's getting back to your fitness. And Carl says, "I'm doing well, thanks. Lovely, thank you very much indeed." Yeah, it's all about fitness tomorrow, and let's hope. It might not be the greatest game tomorrow, but again, it's let's see what happens. Jake says maybe that's why it's a tenner. They don't want loads of people because they know it will crash. Well, thing is though, Jake, there's going to be a lot of people watching it, isn't there? So again, did you see Tonali doing his big smell at the training ground? Class, great answer to the idiots. Absolutely, Gary. Definitely, mate. I mean, look, there is some idiots out there, and the thing is though, we are living rent free in a lot of people's heads, and that is the thing, and that's what I love about it, So let them get on with it, and that's all I can say. I mean, look, obviously Newcastle's announced today that the game against Rangers will be streamed on both Ibrox Rangers TV and also NUFC TV. The price is set at $7.99 on both platforms, so £7.99 gets you to watch the Rangers game next Tuesday. But a proportion of them proceeds will go from the match will go to charities nominated by Alan McGregor, whose testimonial we are playing in. So again, money from that is going to go to a good charitable cause. So again, it's going to be great. And yeah, absolutely. And I think that'll be a great game against Rangers as well. And that'll, not the best places to go to, but, I'm sure it'll be a cracking game. Predator says if you have a fast it, they're free. Yeah. But again, yeah, the Rangers game, that should be a great game on Tuesday, and we'll see what happens with that one as well. So if you're going to pay $7.99, it's still not a bad price, because if you are going to go to the match, you got your match ticket, you got your travel and everything. So again, $7.99, it's not a bad price. I know it's a bit of money, but it is what it is, and it's just one of those things. Jack, evening, Tony. Good evening, Jack. Hope you're well, mate. Jack on Toon TV is doing a watch along tomorrow for the Gateshead versus Newcastle game as well. So tune in for that one on Jack's Toon TV channel. If you want to get his thoughts and commentary on the game. Right, okay, so we've had some new names linked today. And it's been a bit of a busy one today. Now I was surprised at this name being linked, because I just was like, where's this came from? This has just come out of the blue all of a sudden. And I'm going to bring the first player on screen, and there he is. So that's Jonathan David of Lille, the Canadian striker. When I saw that came out, I thought, hang on, we've not really been linked with him before. I mean, look, this has come from Inside Football, according to L'Equipe. So again, or however you want to pronounce them, L'Equipe. They're saying, despite our FFP limitations, we are considering a move for Jonathan David, who has 2 years left on his contract. Now, Tottenham have also been linked with him as well. But in all honesty, I think if he's going to go anywhere, he'd come to Newcastle, because at the end of the day, we've got Champions League football we can offer them. Tottenham don't have any European football whatsoever. I mean, look, Jonathan David is a great striker. Let's be honest. I mean, and I could see that. I could see him coming in and doing well. But again, it's one of them. We just have to. We're just going to have to wait and see if anything comes of it. But is it a genuine link, or is it just somebody in the media just putting two and two together and coming up with five again? But Jonathan David, I mean, look, he is a fantastic striker. Don't get me wrong. He's 23 years of age. Again, same age as Isak. Last season, he started 36 out of 37 games, scored 24 goals, and got 4 assists. I mean, he's 58 million euros as his price, according to SofaScore. Anchor play is his strengths. Aerial duels are his weakness, surprisingly, for a player who's so tall. It's 6 foot. Again, though, like I say, Jonathan David, yeah, I would take him, absolutely. I mean, his expected XG last season was 23.96, so he has just broken that. But again, he would be the type of person or player that could come into the club and be a successor to Callum Wilson, because Callum Wilson has probably got a year or two left, I think, before he starts slowing down. So again, we will need to replace him at some point, and maybe getting Jonathan David in would be a hell of a signing. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I'm going to go into some comments and let's see what they're saying on here. See, your channel's grown very nicely. Congratulations, mate. Keep it going. Thank you very much. Is that to me or Jack, by the way? Jan says, to be fair, never seen him before. Ryan will explode if we get Jonathan David. Yeah, he will, absolutely. Wilson, one more year maximum, says Jan. That's the thing. You've got to think how much more has Wilson got at the top level, I mean, look, I think he came back from the World Cup. He had that lean spell for 3 months where I think he only got 1 goal in that time, and he just looked as if it just looked like he was gone, wasn't he? And, Isak got in, took his place. Wilson had to be a bench player. But then it seemed to work having him on the bench, because when he was coming off, he was scoring. So it seemed to be Eddie had a master plan. And I think what he's done with Callum Wilson by not playing him all the time is he's actually kept his fitness up, which is absolutely fantastic. And Wilson had a great end to last season. Banging the whole season going with 18 goals. He was just too short of getting to 20 goals, but what a season Wilson had. So he did quite well last season. But again, he's probably going to be rotated again this year. And I think if you got someone like Jonathan David in, you've got class strikers there now in up front with Isak and Jonathan David. And it's, but again, it's only a link. We don't know how true it is. It might not happen. But again, it's nice to be linked to players of that calibre, and we will see what happens. Now, talking about players, ex-players and things like that, I mean, look, we sold Shelvey to Forest. Chris Wood went to Forest because they had to pay his release clause. Well, not his release clause, but they had the option to buy clicked in, and they had to buy him for 15 million. According to reports from Nottingham Forest want rid of both of them in the summer, which I'm finding bizarre because, at the end of the day, they've just signed Wood permanently after the loan deal, and now they want to get rid of him. They're trying to trim that big squad. So again, Nottingham Forest look to get rid of Shelvey and Chris Wood, but Nottingham Forest won't get 15 million for Chris Wood now. They were mugs when they bought them off us because we mugged them. That's it. That's what we did. We did the same with Tottenham all them years ago when we sold them Sissoko. wasn't half the player he was at Newcastle. He was a totally different player at Spurs. And I know a lot of Spurs fans who were very unhappy with him and said, "Well done, Newcastle, you've robbed us." So again, great business from the club, because technically we only paid out 6 million for Chris Wood. So again, great business. And if Forest are looking to get rid of them, good luck to them, because I don't know where Chris Wood will end up next season. They'll be very, very hard to get rid of him for at least 15 million, because they'll never get that from him, that's for sure. So again, we'll see what happens with that one. But I say is what's pissed me off with all these clubs is Deadwood and all that players to Saudi. Yet, if we did it, they'll be up in arms. Yes, they would. That is a thing. I mean, look, if we were to sell any of our players to Saudi Arabia, can you imagine the meltdown there would be? Especially if we sold Hendrick for 10 million to Saudi Arabia, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, what's going on there?" So yeah, I can see what you mean. Bias says Wilson rotated a lot this year. Yeah, absolutely. I think he will be. Predator says, yeah, it was for Jack Tunney, but your channel's doing well also, my friend. No problem, Predator, no problem. Yeah, Jack's doing really well with his channel. Absolutely fantastic. Jan says, yes, he did, but he was not happy when he coming off the bench. Fortunately, he might have to have a bench role a bit next season. Predator says, do you think Eddie Howe's looking at utilising Gordon as a third striker after watching him at the Euros? But that's another good point as well. I mean, look, Gordon had a great time at the Euros for the under-21s, and I thought he played really well. And, to think that Lee Carsley's actually played him in a position which we've never put him in was great, but I still think he's better out on the wings, to be honest with you. Jan says he's not a striker. Oh, I know he's not, but he did a job yet. Totally agree. Andrew, good evening. Good evening, Andrew. Hope you're well, my friend. Henderson, 700 grand a week. Are they having a laugh? Exactly, a 33. Do you know what it is? And I've heard from some Liverpool people I know that Jurgen Klopp's very sad to lose Henderson, because Henderson's his captain and he's been great for Liverpool. But obviously knows that it's best to let him go. Yeah, because Liverpool's going to get some money from him. That's why, some serious coin. And that's why they're going to get rid. Mighty Win says, late again, evening all, just joined. Enjoyed a few sherbets. Any chat tomorrow about tomorrow's lineup? We don't know what the lineup's going to be tomorrow. But we did mention the game briefly, like it's going to be on tomorrow. And so again, we'll find out tomorrow when the team sheets come out, I should imagine. And that'll be interesting. We need players in their strongest positions, absolutely, to play in their strongest positions, yeah. Jack says, but that's part of football. They're going to be players better than you, and bench may be your destination for a while. It's sad, but that's football. It's absolutely spot on, Jack. That's the thing. I mean, look when Grealish is sat on the bench, he's a £100 million player. But he sat on the bench for City, So again, it's all about rotation. And when you've got a strong squad like that, then it's got to be rotated like that. So that's what happens, and that's unfortunately part of football and part of life. Two pieces of news that I've heard earlier on, again coming from media sources, and this is coming from Leeds United apparently. Leeds are still interested in Carl Darlow. But they're also looking to take another player off our hands as well. So not only do they want Carl Darlow, they also want Ryan Fraser. Now then, I hope it's Ryan Fraser to buy, because I'll quite happily say, yes, off you go, Ryan. Bye-bye. Don't come back. But again, could we say to Leeds, look, could we do even a swap deal with Leeds maybe? And say, look, we'll swap Ryan Fraser for Gnonto. I know he's only 19 and he didn't look great last season for Leeds, but remember, he was playing for a poor Leeds side, where Gnonto now a team under Eddie Howe, and he's Italian, so he knows Tonali as well. Would that be a great, would that be a good sign to get in Gnonto? Say, or say to them, look, we'll give you Darlow and Fraser for Gnonto. It's not a bad swap, is it? Plus you're getting a big earner and Fraser off the wage bill as well. So I think that's maybe a good shout. I don't know what you think in the chat, but do let me know. But that would be absolutely brilliant if they did come and take Fraser off us. Mighty Win says, heard on the grapevine that Tonali's going to come on. Interesting. Let's hope, mate. Mary's in the evening. Good evening, Mary. Hope you're well. It's raining outside at the moment. It's not very nice at all, but it's lovely to have a bit of rain just to get rid of that hot weather. Grealish doesn't mind being on the bench. It's closer to the bar, says Gary. Well, yeah, probably, yeah. Bloody hell, hurry up and get them pairs shipped off to Leeds, says Predator. Let's hope so. Let's hope it is, yeah. Gnonto not bad, but I would give him a miss, but you never know. Thing is, though, yeah, he's only 19. As I say, he's played in a poor Leeds side, you know. With Gnonto, he could get better. Eddie Howe could make him a better player than he actually is. I mean, he's not in the Italian national. He's in the full national Italian team, and he's not a full international for no reason. There must be something there that Mancini sees in him that he picks him for the Italy side, so the full side. So again, you know, if we got him in, maybe Eddie Howe and his coaching staff might find out where he's best suited and what his weaknesses are and his strengths are, and then get that sorted out. You know, I just think he was playing in the poor Leeds side last season. If you're playing the poor team, it can affect your game. Jack says, 40 watching, 20 likes, get them likes. So people, thank you very much indeed, Jack. And yes, if you're new to the channel as well, please do hit that subscribe as well. Mighty Win says, if you get Gnonto for Fraser, you're a better magician than David Copperfield. Just a thought though, isn't it? Just a thought. Good evening, Tony, says Gareth. Good evening, Gareth. Hope you're well, my friend. But no, it's just a thought, isn't it, really? So, right, I'm going to go on to the next player that we've been surprisingly linked with. And again, this is another one that's just sort of come out of the blue. And I've never heard of this player. I've never seen him play. Well, it's a shame Foxy's not in the chat because he would probably tell us all about this player, in all honesty, because he follows South American football. So let me get the next player on the screen for you. There we are. And his name is Ryan Vita. He is Brazilian. So he is 16 years of age. Yeah. Just over 6 foot tall. He's a forward with a left foot. And he's just broken through to the Vasca. Well, he's playing for the Vasca under-20s at the moment. But again, he is playing in Brazilian Serie A at the moment as well. So he is in the full team as well. This season, so far, he started 3 out of 5 games. And he scored 1 goal. You know, again, it's a youngster. But we know what these youngsters from Brazil are like. Some of these youngsters are really hot. Now, the fee for this guy is £19 million. So £19 million would get you this guy. The only sticking point there would be if we bought him is Vasco da Gama do want to sell on clause on there as well. So they want some money back if we were to, say, sell him on to somewhere else in the future. Now, I've heard that I don't think you can sign players from Brazil under 18 because they're not allowed to leave the country until they're 18, as far as I know, but I'm not 100% sure what that ruling is. Again, if Foxy was in the chat, he would probably explain that one. But again, you know, it's a young striker, and certainly want to see what happens anyway. But yeah, again, it's just another link, isn't it? Bias says, right, Vita, his tackles are crunchy. Yeah, I thought that was going to come out. Wasn't great in the Euros or Tony missed a ton of sitters. Again, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He's got a raw talent. Maybe just, I don't know, just maybe Eddie may get something out of him. Pelé was 16 when he started, so bring him on. Absolutely, Jan. I think if we bought a kid so young, we'd probably loan him back. Straight back out. Yeah, probably would do. Definitely. But it's certainly one we need to bring through the ranks. We need to bring more in, don't we? Mary says, Bia, you took the thoughts and vocalised them on the screen. No way do you pay 8 figures for a 16-year-old, says Mighty Win. Again, there must be something there that Vasco da Gama are seeing in him and know that he's going to be a talent, you know. I mean, look when look when Real Madrid got Vinny Jr. You know, they paid 45 million euros for him. Big money for a youngster. And look how good Vinny Jr. is. So again, it's one of them. We just have to wait and see what happens, you know. And again, it's just another link to us as well. So that it is what it is on that one. But I was surprised when I saw this one link because I've never heard of this one before, to be honest with you. So again, we will see what happens on that one as well. Right, so the next player I'm going to, bring on. But before I bring this next player on, I see Frank Lampard has come out and actually praised us and paid tribute to us about our huge success of qualifying for the Champions League. He said it was absolutely fantastic that we got ourselves in the Champions League this season, and he was just a bit disappointed that Chelsea didn't play as well as they should have with the talent they had in the team. So it was nice to hear some words from Frank Lampard to say that, you know, well done to us for finishing in the Champions League spots and doing so well. Right, so anyway, apparently, according to iNews, we have been offered to sign the Roma centre-back, Roger Ibanez. Now then, I'll pull up Roger Ibanez's stats. So Roger Ibanez is a 24-year-old Brazilian centre-back, right-footed centre-back. He's got no weaknesses. He can play left-back or centre-half. Ball interception, aerial duels and position are his strengths. Last season for Roma, he started 32 out of 33 games, got 4 teams in Team of the Week. Goals he got was 3, and he got no assists. His expected XG was 3.04, so he got his expected XG. Again, it's another right-sided centre-back. Now, the rumours were about Disasi. We don't know what's happening with that deal. Nobody knows what's going on with that. But again, Roger Ibanez we've been offered him. I don't know how much he's actually worth, in all honesty. But according to reports, Eddie Howe is more interested in getting Joachim Andersen in from Crystal Palace. But Palace won at least 40 million for Joachim Andersen. I don't know what your thoughts are on Ibanez. I've not seen a lot of him, to be honest with you. So again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jan says, yeah, most European teams get these young players always under 6 figures. Yeah. Perta says, yeah, just check, Tony. You can't buy players from South America under the age. So you were right. Yeah, I thought I was. Yeah, I thought there was a rule in there. Clarky, hi guys. Hi Clarky, hope you're well. I mean, guys, what do you think Roger Ibanez being linked? I mean, do you think that's a great link, or do you think, or would you rather go? I mean, I want Disasi, in all honesty. But again, it's strange. Why is he being offered to us? You know, why just us? Why nobody else? You know. So again, it could just be some. It could be his agent just playing, you know, trying to get a move or whatever. So again, we'll see what happens. Mighty Win says, yeah, Madrid didn't have to pay any money till he was 18. It was €1 million deposit. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, look, I sort of laughed when I saw the news about, well, not laugh, but I sort of like thought, oh, we're not linked with him again, but we're not. And that was Hugo Ekitike. So Hugo Ekitike is obviously currently at PSG. They are looking to move him on. Now that Christophe Galtier has been sacked and has gone obviously from the club, apparently he didn't really see eye to eye with Ekitike. So again, it's another one. He got 4 goals, 4 assists last season for PSG, and they've had to pay Reims €35 million for him. But again, they're going to ship him off. He definitely, I don't think, will come out. I don't think he'll come to Newcastle. Ekitike, I wouldn't take him anyway because I think he's been spoiled going to PSG. He didn't hardly play a lot. He was more of a bench player than anything. And, his agent played for that move to PSG. So again, wherever he ends up, let's hope he gets his career back on track and hopefully it hasn't damaged his career. And maybe he'll look at his agent in the future and think, I'll make my decisions, not you. Mary, okay. BS says if you could get under 18s from South America, Scofield could have said, oh, God. Clocky says, oh, let's just give me a right look when you said my name. Get all the Brazilians, says Jake. This quietness in the transfer market is doing my natter in, says Gary. Don't let it get to you, because the thing is, right, all these players being linked, a lot of these players could be just smoke screens, and all of a sudden it could just go bang, and then a player, like I've said, a player could walk through the door and you'll be like, wow, didn't know we were linked with him. And it's going to be a wow sign that'll just like blow everybody away and think, wow. Does it send up a red flag when someone offers a player? Just seems dodgy to me, as always has. Well, that's a thing, yeah. It could just be the agents being mischievous, trying to get, maybe he wants to move and maybe his agents are looking for somewhere for him to go and maybe he wants to come to England and they thought, oh, Newcastle because they're in the Champions League. Give her a shout out, Eve. Oh, you in the doghouse again. He's chained up. Neil says, good evening, Tony. On Newcastle in for Diaby. I know Villa are looking at it. That's the $1 million question. Are we in for Diaby? I do not know, Neil. Villa have obviously gone in with a €35 million bid, which has obviously been rejected straight away because it's obviously nowhere near enough for what they want. I don't honestly know. But it wouldn't surprise me if we're not in for Diaby. Maybe he's not. Maybe we're not in for him. Maybe we're just putting it out there. We're in for him, just so everybody's reporting it, and we're actually signing somebody else behind the scenes that nobody's thought of. That's what I'm saying. This is where the wow signings come from. Again, I don't know. So it's one of them. We'll have to wait and see. Or could it be the fact that we've let Villa go in with a low ball offer and it's been rejected? Now we can just go in and go, boom, we'll offer you that, and go, oh, okay then, there you go. I don't know. I really don't know, Nell, but it's something we'll find out will happen in the next few days, hopefully, or weeks to come anyway. Bia says, I'd have a word today with my girlfriend about the hoovering. Told her sister's hoovering is way better. She said, go to there then. I said, I've been trying, wasn't the right answer. Oh, Bia. Just got back to the pub for too early. Foxy says, yes, you can sign under 18s from America, but you just have to wait till they turn 18 for them to be able to play for the club, just like Kendry pays with Chelsea. Excellent, Foxy, excellent. Foxy, while you're in the chat, I mean, look, mate, what's your thoughts on Ryan Vito of Vasco? I mean, what's his talent like? I know he's only 16, but, it's somebody we've all of a sudden been linked with, do you know much about them? Mighty Win says, if we get where I believe, we will let other teams do the development and then buy them when they have proved themselves for big bucks. Do you know what? That's actually a very good point there, Mighty Win, because that's something I could see happening, yeah. But you see, are we in for Diaby? Because if you look at Diaby, does Diaby do the tracking back? What Eddie Howe wants. He wants his wingers to track back. You see, with Almiron, he can get forward, but Almiron can also get back and help Trippier out. So again, does he not see that in Diaby, and that's why he doesn't want him? We don't know. We'll wait and see on that one. BSC is Pretas, right? It's always dodgy. Hendrick for sale, no money down. Look, I couldn't believe Rolly last night when I said about Hendrick being worth around about £500,000, and Rolly went, "Oh no, you can get a few million for him." And I was like, "Hang on, Rolly, what are you actually on? What have you actually been? Whatever you've had, mate, I want a bucket full, because there is no way Hendrick is worth a few £1,000,000. Not a chance is Jeff Hendrick worth more than £500,000 in my eyes. We got him on a free. It would be great if you just turned around to the club and said, "Look, I'll tell you what, rip me contract up. I'm going to walk away, and I'll go and find a club." Somebody might pay him £20 a week then. Who knows? But he definitely needs to go. Tony, going to have to leave. They've uploaded the training video. Want to see Tonali? No problem, mate. No problem. Catch you later. Well, you can always watch on catch up, can't you? Better to follow the Chelsea model and pay 8 figures for 18 to 20-year-old guns who can double your money or on to keep. Well, the old Chelsea model was, yeah, but the new Chelsea model with Todd Bowley is he just wants to play FIFA 24 or 23 or whatever it is. I say, so you can buy them, Foxy, just not play them. When I looked up, it was saying transfer minors in South America is now prohibited. Interesting. Ian Fleming, hi Tony, tried to stay. We'll try and stay at the end. Had to leave you last night. I had food poisoning, not pretty, lol. Oh mate, I hope you're alright, mate. I hope you get better. Make sure you drink plenty of water as well. Yeah, but nice to see you, mate, and yeah, just be careful. It's not a nice thing, food poisoning. Off to work late, as chaps. Good late. See you later, Mag Debates. Hope you're well, mate. Anyway, and enjoy your night at work. We have Gordon now, so we won't be in for Diaby. He'll go to Saudi Al Nassr. Diaby won't go to Saudi Arabia. I see the Saudis are also after Fabinho from Liverpool, and they're also after Riyad Mahrez as well from City. Mighty Win says, I think we've put a bidding for Diaby, and quite rightly, we won't go higher. Leverkusen are trying to get more. Yeah, possibly, but I don't know. Adjeri Kangumba, hi to you. He says, hi Tony, Axel Desari, Harvey Barnes and Diaby, Federico Chiesa. I mean, look, I don't think we're going to get Diaby. Reports are saying Harvey Barnes' deal could be sealed over the weekend before the game against Rangers. Who knows? We'll wait and see on that one. But again, it's a case of waiting. According to Italian Gazzetta dello Sport, they're saying Chiesa's quite intrigued by the link with Newcastle, and he's quite interested. And he likes the look of the project. So let's hope that could be something that may come to fruition. But again, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Clarky says, I honestly think whoever we sign next will be someone we've not heard linked to us, or someone who's just been mentioned once or twice, just like Isak and Bruno. Yeah, absolutely. Ian, too much Haggis beer. Great to see Tonali. Taking the piece, shows his sense of humour. Absolutely, Gary. Definitely, mate. Ian says, no, I'm not too bad now. Thanks. Never drank so much in my life, love. Yeah, not this time. But I mean, like I say, there's a lot of people on Twitter who are like melting down. Oh, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Look, we're going to miss out on all these top players. And say, hang on, calm down. Just calm down. Take stock. Trust the process. Because these owners always deliver. I don't think, have we had a bad signing since they've took over? I don't think we have. I know you might look at Chris Wood and say, well, that wasn't really a great signing, but he did the job he had to do in helping us keep up, helping keep us up, and he got a couple of vital goals at times. So Chris Wood, yes, sort of did a job for us, without being like a world-class striker, if you know what I mean. Mikey Wynn says, Leicester waiting to see what West Ham will bid for Barnes when they eventually complete the Rice deal. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, to be honest. But again, it wouldn't surprise me, in all honesty. It really wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, let's see what happens on that one. Saying trust the process. Absolutely clocky. That's what I say. Trust the process. Trust these owners. These owners will get it right, and they will get it right. And as I said just a few minutes ago, there might be a signing walks through that door at St James's Park that goes, and you go, wow, didn't know he was interested. Didn't know he was linked to us. Didn't know he was coming. So again, it's trusting the process and seeing what happens. There's a lot of talent out there still, and we're not finished on the transfer market by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't care what media come out and say we haven't got this because of FFP. How do they know what money we've got? We might have just put out that figure of 75 million to put the media off their scent and to make them think, oh, that's all Newcastle's got. Plus, in a way, to stop clubs trying to tax us for more money, the Newcastle tax, because that's got to stop as well. So again, trust the process and we'll see what happens, and that's all we can do. Look where it's got us so far. Yeah, absolutely. Mikey Wynn says, in the words of the Scousers on Harry Enfield, calm down. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely, Mikey Wynn, sorry. Absolutely, mate. But yeah, at the end of the day, trust the owners, trust the process. Patience, as my dad said last season, patience is a virtue. Gary says, Tony, I know they're going to get it right. I just want them to do it tomorrow. I know you do, mate. I know that's a thing. But, sometimes the best things come to those who wait. So, Paul says, Twitter's for the twisty fans. That's one of the reasons I don't use that platform. I don't use a platform apart from just sharing my shows on there, and that's all I do. That's the only thing I use Twitter for, really. And then I retweet a few Newcastle things, but other than that, nothing. I look at half of it and I just think half of these people on there are just absolute muppets, and it's just absolutely ridiculous and embarrassing the way people go on, and it's, yeah. Plus, there's too much nudity on there as well. For example, in the past, Man United signed the twins, Raphael and Fabio, who joined the club before they were 18. Same with the Wellington Silva for Arsenal. That's now no longer allowed. Ted Theodore Logan says, I think Eddie Howe needs to go. He makes a terrible mistakes in the transfer market and keeps Deadwood. Are you a Newcastle fan? Or I don't think Eddie Howe needs to go, mate. It's not Eddie Howe's fault. We can't get rid of the Deadwood. He's trying to get rid of players. But if clubs don't want to buy them, we can't force them out. That's the problem. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. But definitely not. It's not Eddie Howe's fault. That's for sure. Eddie Howe's done a terrific job as a manager. Clark, he says, end of the day, still interested to see what happens with Anderson, Koal, Miley, etc. next season. Apologies if you already mentioned it. I haven't. But again, I mean, look, Anderson, I think, will stay. Miley, I'm not sure. Would we keep him, or do you think? Or do you think? I don't know. I think with Miley, it might be worth him a loan out. I don't know. I think Miley could do well being on a loan, even if you sent him out on loan for 6 months, just for the first half of the season, then bring him back in the January. So again, yeah, let's see what happens anyway. Ted says, keep Eddie Howe as a coach and point Mourinho. No. Mourinho's finished at Premier League level. Paul's just said that as well. Don't think he's a true fan, says Ian. I don't think so as well. Can I have what Ted's smoking, says Con. I think we all want to whatever he's... Well, I don't smoke, but whatever he's drinking, definitely. Miley Anderson will definitely be on the bench for sure, says Jan. Mourinho wants to manage us. Yes, he wants to manage us, but I don't think he's going to ever get that chance now, unfortunately. Shame we don't want him. He's past his sell-by date. Yeah, absolutely. We made Liverpool pay over the top for Szoboszlai. Spurs pay over the top for Madison. West Ham will pay over the top for Diaby. It's an interesting one. Sorry for Harvey Barnes, yeah. If that's what I'm gathering you're meaning. Gary says Tony Ted is Rashi in disguise. Gosh, yeah. Could be. Nate says, Ted, please return to your upright position and stop talking out your arse. Oh, God. Ted says Mourinho used to work with Sir Bobby. He has a soft spot. Yes, we know he has a soft spot for Newcastle because of Bobby Robson. But I can't see that happening, to be honest with you. Matey Wynn says Barnes and we'll sign whoever we want for. We value them at. Yeah. Clarky says, Tony, have you considered doing OnlyFans booster? No, I'm not. No. I'm not even going there on an OnlyFans. No, thank you. Doesn't interest me one bit. Certainly do not need to go on an OnlyFans, that's for sure. No way. I enjoy what I'm doing now. I'm not going down that road, mate. No. So does John Carver, but we don't want him as manager, says Paul. Absolutely. Jake says, I'm back. Welcome back, mate. Con. Mourinho will never beat the tune, says Jan. No, he won't. Definitely not. There's no way Mourinho's coming to Newcastle United. That is for sure. Look, guys, I've got 53 of you watching at the moment. So if you wouldn't mind, please, if you haven't yet already, then please do drop a like there. Thank you. That keeps the channel at the top of the search, which means people who haven't found the channel before can find it more easy. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, then come and smash the subscribe and join this great community, which is free to do so, and that bell, which will keep you up to date with any upcoming or pre-recorded or live shows. So thank you very much indeed. Mighty Win says, he has a discussion. If Pep keeps his word and leaves, if City are done for FFP, would you swap Eddie for Pep? Oh, do you know what it is, Mighty Win? You've put a curveball in there, mate. You really have put a curveball in there. In a short way, no. And I'll tell you why I say no. And I'm not saying it because I don't think Pep's a great manager, because I think Guardiola is a fantastic manager. I just think Eddie Howe is desperate to succeed, desperate to win trophies for us. And I want to see Eddie Howe become the first English manager to win the Premier League. I want to see Eddie Howe turn into an elite manager, which I think he will do. He's proven that he can stay at a club who have got big unlimited funds in a way. Yes, I know we're strangled by FFP, but when you think of the job he's done, if he'd had those funds at, say, Bournemouth would be flying in the Premier League, and I truly believe there would have been. No, in a short straw, no, in a short roundabout way, no, keeping Eddie Howe, sorry, at the moment anyway. Granny's only gran, says Jake. Right, Foxy says Ryan is a good talent. Likes to cut inside from the right onto his left foot. Getting good minutes for a struggling Vasco team. Scored a beauty versus topside international. Looks older than 16. That's what I thought. He looked older than 16. If anybody's not seen who, or if anybody's wondering what does he actually look like, that is him there. That is Ryan Vitor there. He's 16. And Foxy's saying he's got the talent. Yes, they want 19 million for him, which I think in a way though. But if he is an up and coming talent, then you're going to pay good money for talent. But Vasco do want to sell on clause as well. That is according to the reports. But that's great. Thanks very much for that, Foxy. So yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Mourinho, never say never, says Clarkey. Already late, thank you, mate. Ted says, should have signed Bonds instead of Gordon. Another Eddie Howe error in the transfer market, along with Matt Target, Chris Wood. I don't think so. Should have signed Renan Lodi for 11 million bargain. Ted, we should have signed those players to keep us up, but we stayed up. How's it a mistake when you've only been a fan one season, haven't you? Says Nate. Carlos says, hi all, hi to you, Carlos, hope you're well. He could be a Sunderland fan, he could be a Red, we don't know. Eddie is here for at least 5 years, says Jan, absolutely. I think Pep will return to a warmer country, maybe, says, yeah. BS says, could Pep do it without unlimited funds? 115 violations. Clarky says, I wouldn't swap Eddie for anyone while things are going at least okay. Yeah. He may even be the next Fergie. Good shout, that. Ted says, no manager is safe. We will probably finish 8th next season, get banged out the Champions League straight away. Do you know what? I don't care if we finish 3rd in the Champions League. If it might secure enough, we might have enough points that drops us into the Europa League. So again, it means we're still in Europe, but we'll just be in the competition that's the next tier down. Paul says Pep could do a job without money. It's not about how much squad you look at. Man U, Everton, Chelsea, just for examples. Yeah, absolutely. Gary says, looked older than 16. That's... what joke. Ted says, should be snapping up class players on the cheap if we have a limited budget. No wasting 45 million on Gordon. Thing is, I've always said about Anthony Gordon, and I said this before we signed Anthony Gordon. I said, look, thing with Anthony Gordon is he's like a rough diamond who needs smoothing out. And I think Eddie Howe is the perfect man to do that. Bearing in mind, he's been training under Frank Lampard at Chelsea. Frank Lampard is not a Premier League manager. I do not rate this guy one bit as a manager. His coaching staff are a joke. You know, we've seen it with Everton, we've seen it with Chelsea, right? He's not the greatest motivator, should I say, Frank Lampard. He played for a struggling Everton team. He played in a toxic atmosphere. He's come to Newcastle, which is a different atmosphere altogether. He's playing for a Champions League club now. He's had a great tournament, and during that tournament, he actually come out and said, yes, I haven't had the greatest of starts at Newcastle. I've been getting tired after 70 to 75 minutes because the game they played at Newcastle, he says, I've never ever played that game before. The pressing and intensity, and it's very, very hard. And he says, that's why I want to try and get as many minutes as I can at the Euros and then get stuck in a training. You know, so the lad wants to succeed, and I'm sure he will. And I think we could see a different Anthony Gordon next season. BS says Gordon will be a gem and his price tag will skyrocket. Yeah, definitely will. He has to be a Sunderland fan, only that stupid. Paul says we have snapped up good players on the cheap. Pope, Burn, Trippier, Bruno, just to name a few. Absolutely. I mean, look, Trippier, 12 million quid, bargain. Pope, 10 million quid, bargain. Burn, 12 million quid, bargain. Bruno, 40 million quid, bargain. You know, the list goes on. Joe Linton, 40 million is a bargain now. Kenneth says, hi, Tony, keep Eddie Howe forever, and I'm still buzzing over Sandro Tonali joining. I can't wait to see who's going to join next. Absolutely, mate. It's like Christmas, isn't it? You're just waiting to see what the presents are like. Clarky says, Gordon's not a waste. Absolutely not. Mighty Win says, given the hypothetical choice, I'm 90% with you, Tony. Pep couldn't have done what Eddie's done, but now that the difficult part has been done, could Pep build a dynasty? That's a good point, Mighty Win. Absolutely, mate. Tony just said. Breaking news, Mbappe is not coming to the tune. Yes, thank God for that, because I don't think his attitude would suit our dressing room in all honesty. Almiron is our best player. Almiron had a great season last season, but I think teams worked him out because they knew where Almiron, he has to shift the ball from his right to his left foot for him to able to get a shot on goal. And once teams worked him out, they started snuffing out that threat, and Almiron didn't look as threatening as he previously did. But you need a good quality squad that can dive effectively and manage to keep the ref and assistant refs on side without being booked too often. Good point, Mary. Good point. Love it. Paul says, I think Gordon will come good. Still young, remember? Absolutely, Paul. Exactly how I said it. I think, if anything, I said, look, he needs this pre-season under Eddie Howe, and I think this pre-season and then next season, I think we'll see. Well, the coming season, I think we'll see a different Anthony Gordon. Okay, please, I'm sorry, you must be trying to learn about us for a new channel about the launch. It might be one of them, you don't know. Clarky says, TMW, yes, potentially, but Eddie could go one better. Yeah. We have 14 good players, but we need 24. 10 players are needed, 4 for the first 11. Okay. I'm sure we'll get the signings we need. By the way, I want Eddie to do a Fergie, but if he has a bad season too, I think Piff are ridiculously ambitious and impatient, as witnessed by the chairman's interview. That is a thing. If Eddie starts off bad, that is the problem. Will they pull the trigger and say, right, sorry, boom, gone, get somebody else in? That is the thing. And that's the thing we've got to look at now. We're a highly ambitious club. But I think Eddie can cope with it. I really do. Ted says, Felipe for us was 2 million. Danilo, 16 million. These are the sorts of players that would help us. Yeah, Danilo, I think he's a cracking player. Felipe, yeah, he's getting on a bit. But I tell you what, he did a great job for Forest last season. And, but he's not really the future for us, is he? Ted's on the wind up. He might be a Forest fan. Ted, remember, we're strengthened for who qualify for the Champions League. Where's the problem? A team who? Mbappe is a French Ryan Fraser. Have you seen the video of Dele Alli, Tony? Shocking. I haven't actually seen the full interview, but I've read snippets from it. And poor guy, he's been through it, hasn't he? And, we've all mocked him and things like that. And yeah, I hope he comes back and has a great season for Everton. I really do. The guy had the world at his feet when he was at Tottenham. He was great in the World Cup in 2018. Seems to have lost his way a bit. Just needs somebody to put their arm around him and say, look, Dele, everything will be fine, mate. Just go back to doing what you were doing best. And I think we'll see a different Dele Alli. Ted says if we had 11 Miguel Almirons in the team, we'd be challenging for the title. Not necessarily. 10-year-old on the lollipops. Ted thinks he's playing on FIFA. Danny Lowe's better than Sean Longstaff. Two different positions, isn't it though? Is Danny Lowe not more of an attacking midfielder, where Sean Longstaff's more of a defensive midfielder? So it's, to me, it's two different. You know, in fact, I'll have a look now and I'll tell you. Danny Lowe plays defensive midfield and midfield centre. But again, that's your opinion. Ted walked into a pub, got distracted by a seagull. I'm a former footballer and I'm an expert on football, says Ted. Okay. Paul says we are starting to get players that can play versatile positions. We will not be as predictable in our play. Absolutely. Mighty Win says, I love Wiggy. I think Gordon is going to be immense. But my starting lineup as it stands is Pope, Tripshire, Botman, Shonio, Tonali, Bruno, J7, Isak, and Wilson. Wow. What is that for the first game of the season, Mighty Win? Or is that for tomorrow? Only expert, you're in your own head. You can actually see how little you actually know. Peter says, where does David play? Do people really think he would come to be third choice? He wouldn't come to be third choice, no, not at all. But maybe Callum Wilson might have to be third choice. I don't know. It's a weird one, though. I mean, that's why I thought the link was weird that we were linked to Jonathan David. Yes, I think he's a quality striker, and I really would love him in the club. But we've got to find out where we can fit him in. That is the thing. And where would Callum Wilson fit in? Or are we looking to bring him in to maybe move? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. But yeah, it's a great question, that, Peter, by the way, mate. Absolutely fantastic question. Jake says, Miggy needs to use his other foot. Look, I've screamed to get Miggy on the left, right? Because I think Miggy on the left is probably his better position than it is on the right. And I'll tell you why. Okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring something up on screen in a moment. And I'm just going to show you a few comparisons, okay? Right. So Miggy's last season in the MLS was 2018 before he came to us, okay? Now, when I share the screen, I'm just going to show you something. Right, just bear with me. I'm just going to remove that comment and then I'm going to share this screen. Right. There we go. Right, so if you look at his heat map, that was in the MLS in 2018. Look how much he plays on the left he plays more on the left and drifts in field from the left than he does on the right. Yes, he's got some play down the right, but if you look at the most prominent red marks, they are on the left. They've got him down as a right winger because that's obviously what we play him as, a right winger. Passing, position and high pressing is his strengths, which we know. But back then, he played on the left, right? And when he played on the left, he started all 37 games, scored 13 goals in that, and got 11 assists, right? So that's what he got in 2018 in the MLS, right? So if we drop down and go to, say, 2017 MLS, again, you can see his heat map. It's mostly on the left. Yes, there's bits on the right, but mostly left on there. Now, if we go to the Premier League, and when he first joined us, so if we go back to the 1920 season when he joined us, under Rafa Benitez, now then, so under Rafa, he sort of played left and rightish, but so he was a mixture. He was all over the place in 1920. 2021, Again, he was all over the place. That was under Steve Bruce. 21-22, again under Bruce. And then, again, bits and pieces. And then Eddie Howe came in and then obviously played him there. And then last season, hardly plays anywhere on the left and played mostly on the right there. But SofaScore have actually missed off. Actually, they have missed off when he did come back, when he did come to us. Oh, sorry, there it is, 18-19 under Rafa. Sorry, this is the under Rafa one. They've just added that. They've just put that on there. That's under Rafa. He played on the left. That was for Rafa. So the rest of it was Steve Bruce and then obviously Eddie Howe. But under Rafa, he played predominantly on the left. He started 9 games out of 10, didn't score any goals, and didn't get any assists. But obviously, Rafa left after that, didn't he? So, because his contract was up and he wasn't getting the support of the former owner, so Rafa went. So I just thought I'd show you that. But on the left, he looks a lot better. And if I go to his international team, Paraguay, we look at the Copa America, he comes in from the left. And if we go to the World Championships, again, qualifying for Paraguay, there you go. It's all from the left again. Yes, bits on the right, but mostly from the left. That's why I screamed out for him last season to be played left a lot, because I wanted to see him on the left-hand side, because I think he can be devastating from the left. So again, it's one of them. If he could use his right foot, I think he'd be absolutely fantastic. Ted played for Accrington Stanley. Who are they? We need someone like Davide Santon. He was class. Is everyone taking notice, Ted? Because ladies and gents, it's why you don't smoke crack. Hey Tony, if we say Jonathan David, he will be Wilson's successor. That's a thing I think he would be. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. That's for Villa. I had a trial with the Premier League. Let's sign Ted. I hear he's an expert, says Bia. El Capo, Cannon Town, look no further. Ted Gladys from Heidi High. The other phone, you SMB. Go and talk to her. Rivaldo was left-footed. Almiron should be playing in his natural position, which is behind the striker on the left wing. Now we have 15 good players. Next year we will have 20 good players, and the year after we'll have 25 top players. Bring it on. Definitely. Which one, Ted? Ted to Celtic is a no-brainer. Hope he sees this. Do you not think Wilson could become third choice if we say new striker? Do you know what, Gary? I think he would. If Jonathan David comes in, Wilson's going to be pushed on the pecking order. But is Wilson going to be happy with that? I'm not sure. I'm really not. Paul says, which Premier League club, Ted? I had a show with Leeds 20 years ago through Scott Carson. Why can't swap? How swap Almiron and St. Maximum? Almiron plays on the left for Paraguay and through the middle. Yeah, exactly what I showed you on there. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I think if you had Maxi on the right, I think you'd do well with Trippier, because Trippier would, say to him, don't hold on the ball too long and things like that. But I think Eddie likes inverted wingers. Pardon me. Okay, so James says, yeah, Tony Miggy was a shadow striker at Latna. He played just behind the striker, mate. He wasn't a left winger. He was just a shadow striker who sort of goes. Yeah, but he did come in from the left, though. He does drift in from the left. If you look at that heat map, a lot of it's on the left and drifts into centre mid. He does the same for Paraguay as well. Yes, says Ted, you're an expert. How are you not known about inverted wingers? Derby County about 23 years ago. Try and make patience, but yeah. I knew Ian wouldn't be very happy with you over that. Yeah, you have to go up on the naughty step, absolutely. Almiron never played on the right before he signed for Newcastle. He played centrally for Lanos, just behind the striker for Atlanta. Ted, you're wrong. He played behind Martinez. Yes, he did. Joseph Martinez, who was a cracking striker at the time. Nice try. Go watch every Atlanta game. He's not a winger. A shadow striker is a central attacking midfielder who floats left, right, and scores goals. Yeah. He's played on the left for Paraguay. Can't see how dropping Wilson from his form last season and Isak will be rotating. Yeah. Maxi will be just fine on the bench, says Jan. No, Miggy played a handful of games on the left for Paraguay, Lannis, Atlanta, mostly as a Trek Storia, whatever that is, SS, yeah. Tony fans have to realise that a player has to get past 30 clubs' plans for futures with those players. Wilson won't have a choice with clubs. Listen to players, it's Ashworth how we evolve. No way will Wilson be pushed on the back note as long as Eddie Howe can manage his fitness. He'll always be in the team. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there, Predator as well. I mean, look, it's, you know, at the end of the day, whatever players come in the club, it's going to be fantastic for us. And we just want to buckle up and we're going to enjoy the ride. We're going to enjoy the transfer window until it slams shut. And once it slams shut, then we can forget about the transfer window. But it's going to be an absolutely fantastic ride until the end of the window. Yeah, Shadow Striker, yeah. I was trying to work out the other word. Sorry, Foxy. But yeah. James says, Tony, did you see the train today? Maxi and Trips were with the reserves, done it. Sure, Saint isn't first choice. I haven't seen the training, to be honest, but I will have a look at that and check it out, mate, yeah. Ted says, yeah, I know Almiron plays a cam for Atlanta. Just saying that he's played central midfield for Lannis on the left wing, sometimes for Paraguay. Yeah. But like I say, you just got to buckle up for the transfer window. There's going to be bumps. We always said this, there'll be bumps in the road. It's like a roller coaster. There'll be dips and there'll be hills. But, you know, at the end of the day, just trust the process. Just trust the process. That's what I say. And everything will work out. There might be players out there that will say, oh, we're not getting them. But there is a lot of talent out there. So just because we're not getting this, if we don't get player A, but we get player B might be the better talent than what player A was. So again, let's see what happens. There was 4 kids today. Miley was one, training with the lads. Nice one. As long as we are looking forward to the next game and then on the next, we'll be fine. Absolutely. So tomorrow I will probably be back, so keep an eye out for it. I'll probably be back with a pre-match build-up to the Gateshead versus Newcastle United game at the International Stadium. So when the team lineups are announced, I'll announce them as well, as what I normally do when it's Premier League. And we'll probably have a pre-match on Tuesday as well for the Rangers game. I'm not sure what I'm doing about the American games yet, because obviously they're going to be in the middle of the night, and that means I've got to get up for work in the morning, and it's like, what do I do? So I will cross that bridge when I come to that one, and I will sort that out. But definitely on the weekend game, I'll definitely stay up for that one. That's for sure. Even though it'll be hard to go to sleep and think, God, I'm going to miss the game, and I can't go to bed, so I don't know. Anyway, as I say, I'll cross that bridge when I come to that one. But yeah. Yeah, Eddie could just be mixing things up. Yeah, absolutely. Ashworth is a great fine untapped talent. Absolutely Predator. I mean, look what he's done to Brighton. Well, not just him, the scouts as well. I mean, look, Cido and Ciso, you know, great players coming in. Cucurella came in on the cheap, didn't he? They've got mountains of players that come in. Matoma came in, Evan Ferguson, you know, to name a few. 10-0 against Rangers, says Ian. Gary says, hang on. Bang on there, mate. Absolutely Predator. Absolutely bang on. Yeah, so like I say, just trust the process. That's what you got to do. But anyway, guys, if you like what you see, please do smash that like. It helps the channel stay at the top of the search, and it means anybody who hasn't found the channel before will find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then smash the subscribe. Free to do so. Come and join this great community we have here. And the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. Just click the join button and you'll be entered into member draws. Also, if you want to make a donation, you can do that via the $sign, which is the super chat, super thanks option as well. So I am coming at the end of this transfer show, and it's been a great show. We've talked about quite a lot of players, and we had a little look at Mickey's stats from the MLS and from Paraguay, from when he first came to Newcastle under Rafa Benitez. It's a shame Rafa didn't stay around long enough, but we know why he didn't stay long enough, and it wasn't Rafa's fault. It was down to that horrible owner we used to have in charge for 14 years that ran the club down. He ran it like a sports direct rather than a proper club and a proper business. In your dreams, joke. Gary said, I just hope we don't end up with 10 broken legs. Scottish teams are dirty, yeah. The one against Villa is the one we find out, yeah. Great show as usual. Thank you very much indeed, Mighty Win. And yeah, thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight. It's like I say, I put the show out quite late, so I do apologise for putting it out late, but I'm, pleased with everybody who came on and watched the show tonight. Great show, Tony. Everyone stay safe and look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Absolutely Predator. Thank you very much indeed, mate. Yeah, everybody do stay safe. If you go to the match tomorrow, stay safe as well. Then no problem with Gateshead. I mean, when I had my season ticket, I used to go, if I didn't go to an away game, I used to go and watch Gateshead play along with about another 500 or 600 Newcastle fans. And Gateshead fans loved it because it just boosted their gates, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant club Gateshead are. Great show, Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Ian. Jack says, great show, Tony, as usual. Good night. Good night to you, Jack. Thanks, mate. Trequarista is someone that drops into the holes between the opposition's midfield and defence long. Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you for that. You on tomorrow night, Tony? Maybe, yes, so keep an eye out for that one. Keep well, all. Good show, Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Mary. Great show, Tony. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks, Foxy. You too, mate. Does anyone think £8's a bit steep for Rangers friendly despite proceeds going to charity? Not really. I think it's a good idea. If it's going to charity, I'd rather, I don't mind. That's, yeah, I think if it's going to charity, it's just absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, if it was going in the club pockets, like Rangers' back pocket, then I would say no, it's not a great thing to do, but it's going to charity, so I would say, yeah, definitely. Great shows ever, Tony. Thank you very much indeed, Clarky. Yep, so as I say, guys, always remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. Take care, whatever you're doing. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And until the next show, I'll see you later. And it's how are the lads?